Not all nuts are created equal when it comes to your health. In this video, I'm ranking the most common nuts from best to worst, so you can make smarter choices. We'll use 5 clear categories: highly beneficial, good overall, acceptable, occasionally okay, and better to avoid. Welcome to Your Daily Reset. Dr. Victor Leland here again. Stick around until the end, because there's a lot of detailed information here that can really help you choose smarter snacks. Many of us reach for nuts as a quick, convenient snack, but not every type gives you the same nutritional return. Some can quietly contribute to inflammation, blood sugar issues, or digestive discomfort if you eat them regularly in large amounts. The good news: choosing the right nuts can deliver powerful antioxidants, healthy fats, minerals, and vitamins that support your energy, heart health, brain function, and overall well-being. Let's start with one of the strongest performers, almonds. Almonds are among the richest sources of vitamin E, an antioxidant that protects your cells, supports skin repair, and helps maintain healthy vision. A single 1-ounce serving, which is about 23 almonds, provides over 48% of your daily value for vitamin E. They're also very high in magnesium, which plays a key role in blood sugar regulation, muscle function, and energy production. Multiple studies show that regular almond consumption improves insulin sensitivity and lowers fasting blood glucose. For heart health, almonds help reduce bad LDL cholesterol. The only downsides are that they contain oxalates, which can be an issue for people prone to kidney stones, and they can feel a bit heavy if you eat too many. A safe daily portion is a small handful. Soaking them overnight can make them easier to digest. My verdict for almonds: highly beneficial, one of the best daily options. Next up, we have walnuts. Widely regarded as the health champion among nuts, they have the best omega-3 to omega-6 ratio of any common nut, which is fantastic for fighting inflammation. Regular intake improves blood vessel function and reduces inflammatory markers. Walnuts are also exceptionally rich in polyphenols, which are powerful antioxidants that support brain health. Some research even links them to better memory and slower cognitive decline. They also provide manganese, copper, magnesium, and a good amount of fiber. The only real downsides are potential allergies and a slightly higher calorie count. About 7 to 10 walnut halves a day is ideal. You can add them to oatmeal, salads, or just eat them as a snack. The verdict for walnuts is clear: highly beneficial. Make them a regular part of your routine. Let's talk about pistachios. They're lower in calories than most nuts and contain lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 antioxidants that are great for eye health. They also provide potassium and phytosterols, which help lower cholesterol. Some small studies even suggest that pistachios eaten in the evening might modestly increase melatonin production and improve sleep quality. The big catch here is that most commercial pistachios are heavily salted, and that excess sodium cancels out many of the benefits. If you can find unsalted ones, they're a fantastic choice. A good tip is to shell them yourself, which naturally slows you down and helps with portion control. Aim for about 49 unsalted kernels. My verdict for pistachios is highly beneficial, but only if you can find them unsalted. Now for hazelnuts. These are an excellent source of vitamin E, B vitamins for your nervous system, and manganese for bone health. They contain special antioxidants called proanthocyanins that help protect your blood vessels and reduce oxidative stress. Hazelnuts are also relatively easy to digest compared to some denser nuts. Their main drawback is that while their nutrient density is good, it's not quite as exceptional as walnuts or almonds. About a handful per day is a good amount. They're great in baking or paired with fruit. The verdict for hazelnuts is good overall for reliable and versatile choice. Moving on to pine nuts. These are high in vitamin E, magnesium, and a unique fatty acid called pinolenic acid, which may help with appetite regulation. They have a strong antioxidant profile. The drawbacks: they have a high omega-6 content, can be hard to digest in large amounts, and they're pretty expensive. I'd suggest keeping portions to about 1 tablespoon, lightly toasted in salads or pesto. The verdict for pine nuts is good overall. What about macadamia nuts? They're the highest in heart-healthy, monounsaturated fats, similar to what you find in olive oil. They also provide manganese, thiamine, and antioxidants. But they come with 2 major downsides. They are very high in calories, over 200 calories per ounce, and they can be quite expensive. It's best to enjoy these as a treat, keeping your portion to about 10 to 12 nuts. My verdict for macadamia nuts is good overall. Let's look at the acceptable category, starting with pecans. Pecans are very rich in antioxidants, manganese, and copper, and they have a high fiber content. The downside is that they are extremely calorie dense, with nearly 200 calories and 20 grams of fat in a small 1-ounce serving. Because of this, it's best to use them sparingly, keeping your portion to a small handful at most. The verdict for pecans is acceptable. Next in this category are chestnuts. These are quite different from other nuts. They are lower in fat and calories, but higher in vitamin C and complex carbohydrates. They're also good for gut health due to their fiber and resistant starch. The downsides? They're low in healthy fats, protein, and most of the micronutrients you get from other nuts. They also spoil quickly. Chestnuts are best enjoyed roasted fresh when they're in season. My verdict for chestnuts is acceptable, a decent alternative when you want something less calorie-dense. Now for the occasionally okay category, starting with cashews. Cashews provide decent amounts of iron, zinc, and magnesium. However, they stand out negatively in 2 ways. First, they have the highest saturated fat content among common nuts. Second, they are very high in lectins, which can irritate the gut lining and promote inflammation in some people. And like beans, where soaking and cooking gets rid of most lectins, cashews retain them. I'd recommend limiting cashews to about 8 to 10 nuts, no more than 2 or 3 times a week. The verdict for cashews is occasionally okay. They're fine as an occasional treat, but not a daily staple. Another nut in this category is the Brazil nut. These are an intact source of selenium. Just 1 nut can provide more than your entire daily requirement. Selenium is critical for your thyroid, immune function, and antioxidant defenses. But here's the danger. Selenium is toxic in excess. Eating 5 or more Brazil nuts daily can easily cause selenium poisoning, with symptoms like hair loss, fatigue, and brittle nails. My recommendation is strict 1 to 2 nuts per day and no more. You should rotate them with other nuts. The verdict for Brazil nuts is occasionally okay. They're powerful but require very strict portion control. Then there's coconut flesh. It contains lauric acid, a medium-chain fat with some antimicrobial properties, and a good amount of fiber. The downsides are that it has very high in saturated fat and relatively low in protein and other micronutrients. Think of coconut more as a flavor addition rather than a nutrient powerhouse. My verdict for coconut is occasionally okay. Finally, we have the better to avoid category, which includes peanuts. Now, peanuts are technically a legume, but we all group them with nuts. They offer good plant protein and B vitamins. But the drawbacks are significant. They are one of the most common food allergens. They are also very high in inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids, with almost no balancing omega-3 self. Plus, they can contain lectins and aflatoxins, which are toxins from mold that can grow on poorly stored peanuts. If you tolerate them well, choose organic and salted versions and keep portions very small. But honestly, there are clearly superior choices. My verdict for peanuts is better to avoid. So, how do you put this all together? Aim for about 1 handful of nuts per day. Focus on the highly beneficial ones like walnuts, almonds, and unsalted pistachios, with some additions from the good overall category. Mix them into your yogurt or oatmeal, toss them in a salad, or just eat them plain. Always listen to your body. If any nut causes bloating or discomfort, try a different one. And if you have allergies or other health conditions, please talk to a professional. Which nut is your favorite, and how do you like to eat it? Drop a comment below. I'd love to know. My personal go-to is walnuts, and I've mostly moved away from peanuts. If you enjoyed this ranking, check out my video on the most and least beneficial vegetables. I've put the link in the description and pinned it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. See you there.